If you've ever dreamed of a lush, thriving container garden without the constant stress of watering, fertilizing, and babying your plants, this one's for you. At Soilsage Chronicles, I'm all about making gardening less about endless chores and more about pure joy. The truth is, some plants practically do the hard work for you, and once you find those set-it-and-forget-it perennials, you'll wonder why you didn't try them sooner. In this guide, I'll share 20 perennials that thrive in pots with almost zero effort. Whether you're new to gardening or you've been nurturing plants for decades, these container-friendly wonders are your ticket to a low-maintenance oasis right outside your door. Why perennials in pots are every lazy gardener's secret weapon. Annuals are flashy, sure, but they burn out after one season, leaving you replanting and spending again. Perennials, on the other hand, return year after year, often stronger than before. Put them in a pot, give them a decent start, and they'll reward you with beauty or harvests with very little extra input. Container-grown perennials also give you flexibility. You can move them around to chase the sun, tuck them into small patios, or even bring certain varieties indoors when winter gets harsh. Best of all, once they're settled, most of these plants thrive with minimal fuss. First up, lavender, the fragrant minimalist. Lavender might be the poster child for low-effort beauty. Give it a well-draining pot, plenty of sun, and it practically thrives on neglect. Forget daily watering, lavender actually prefers to dry out between drinks. Plus, the fragrance alone makes this plant worth keeping. Next, hostas, the shade pot superstars. If your balcony or patio leans more on the shady side, hostas are your go-to. These leafy beauties come back every year, unfazed by neglect. A large pot and occasional water are all they ask for, and their lush foliage instantly transforms dull corners into green havens. Now let's talk about daylilies, sunshine in a pot. True to their name, daylilies thrive in sunny spots, producing cheerful blooms that seem to appear with no effort at all. Tuck a few bulbs into a container and let nature do the rest. They're almost indestructible, and you'll enjoy their flowers summer after summer. Then there's sedum, the stone crop survivor. Sedums, often called stone crops, are the definition of unfussy. These succulents handle neglect, dry spells, and poor soil without batting a leaf. Their fleshy foliage adds texture to your container garden, and they'll even reward you with late summer flowers that bees love. Finally, heuchera, the colorful workhorse. Also known as coral bells, heucheras bring a splash of vibrant foliage to any pot. From deep purples to lime greens, they're striking year-round. Once they're settled, you'll find yourself doing little more than enjoying their beauty. Hardy geraniums. Now, these are the blooms you want if you don't want to babysit your plants. And just to clear things up, they're not the same as pelargoniums, which are those annuals we often call geraniums. These are true perennials. Pop them into a container, give them a decent drink every now and then, and honestly, they'll reward you with months of cheerful flowers. Thyme is, hands down, the edible effort saver. Herbs are some of the easiest perennials to keep in pots, and thyme really tops the list. This drought-tolerant herb thrives in containers, looks attractive spilling over the edges, and adds flavor to, well, countless dishes. No extra care needed, just snip and cook. For texture and movement, ornamental sedges are a must. They're hardy, adaptable, and add that finished look to any container garden. Best of all, they don't demand constant grooming or attention. Echinacea or coneflower is one of those plants that thrives on minimal care. Stick it in a pot, give it sunshine, and you'll have months of daisy-like blooms. Plus, pollinators adore it, and the seed heads bring beauty deep into winter. Agapanthus, or lily of the Nile, looks like a plant that would demand constant care, but don't be fooled. In a sunny pot with decent drainage, it thrives with little more than occasional watering. The reward? Stunning blue or white flower clusters that honestly stop people in their tracks. If you want a plant that thrives no matter what you throw at it, mint is your best bet. Just be glad you're keeping it in a pot, otherwise it would take over your whole garden. Perfect for lazy gardeners who want fresh tea leaves and garnishes on demand. Russian sage is wispy, wonderful, and pretty much worry-free. This drought-tolerant perennial loves containers, bringing clouds of airy purple blooms and silvery foliage. Once established, Russian sage requires next to nothing from you, yet it delivers an elegant, breezy presence all season long. Ferns, especially hardy varieties, practically take care of themselves in pots. Give them dappled light and the occasional bit of moisture, and you'll be rewarded with lush, feathery greenery. They're just perfect for bringing some softness to shaded patios. With vibrant spikes of color, perennial salvias are another container hero. They thrive in full sun, don't mind being ignored, and attract hummingbirds, bees, and butterflies like crazy. Lemon balm is another perennial herb that asks for very little but gives you loads in return. Its citrusy aroma freshens up your patio, and the leaves make a refreshing tea. Best of all, it comes back year after year without any fuss. If you want a container plant that trails gracefully over the sides without constant grooming, Creeping Jenny is just unbeatable. Its golden leaves brighten any space, and it grows happily without much encouragement from you. Yarrow is honestly practically indestructible. It thrives in lean soil, endures heat, and doesn't fuss about water. In a container, it provides lovely clusters of flowers and feathery foliage that keep your display interesting with minimal upkeep. When most flowers are fading, Japanese anemones come alive. These elegant perennials thrive in pots, require very little maintenance, and give you a late-season display that feels like a reward for doing so little. Few plants combine usefulness and ease like rosemary. This woody herb stays evergreen in many climates, handles neglect, and rewards you with aromatic sprigs for cooking. Keep it in a pot, and you'll never have to worry about it spreading. If you want a plant that looks unique without lifting a finger, Setivaria, a cross between sedum and echeveria, is your winner. In a sunny container, these succulents form rosettes that handle drought and heat with ease. The beauty of perennial container gardening is that it lets you enjoy nature's rewards without feeling chained to endless chores. With these 20 low-maintenance champions, you'll have a garden that's lush, colorful, and thriving, without breaking your back or your schedule. At Soilsage Chronicles, I believe gardening should inspire joy, not guilt. So if you've been putting off creating that dream patio or balcony garden because you don't have time, consider this your permission slip. Pick a few of these perennials, pot them up, and then sit back and let them do the work. And if you found this guide helpful, don't forget to subscribe to Soilsage Chronicles for more practical gardening wisdom. Share this with a fellow gardener who dreams of beauty without the backache. Let's keep growing smarter, not harder.